Difficulties can be opportunities. Our guest says there's room for Canadian firms to turn the trade war into the opportunity to grow in markets such as Europe. And companies should also consider strategic M&A, takeovers and restructuring. We're joined by David Cohen, leader of the Financial Institution Services Group at Gowling WLG, the law firm. Thanks very much for coming on the show.
Thank you, Andrew.
Start off by talking about Europe. I did not realize this, that apparently our CETA trade agreement with that trading bloc has eliminated tariffs on 98% of goods. So we essentially have frictionless trade with Europe in terms of tariffs anyway.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely correct. And you know, as in thinking about the European issue, you have to divide the response of a Canadian company into two elements, which is a short-term plan and a long-term plan. Realistically, an alternative trading partner will take time to develop. I mean, you've got to go into the market. You have a sales force that goes into the market. You have to build relationships. They have to trust your product. They probably have to, in the manufacturing sector, test your product and know that it meets their standards if it's an input into one of their products. And it just takes time. So while it is an opportunity, you better get moving on it, and you're not going to be banking on it solving your immediate cash flow needs.
That's right. I mean, businesses technically need to know they can rely on you, et cetera, and that your stuff meets regulatory approval. I sometimes think Canada should try to get in the Eurovision Song Contest because in some ways we're a European outpost in North America, but let's not dwell on that. But in any case, is there real potential for us to become much more tightly integrated with Europe in trade terms?
Oh, I think absolutely. Look, Europe is a big market. The Canadians have a strong affinity. Canadian business has a strong affinity to Europe and stronger ties, Great Britain and Europe. You have to separate the two in a sense because of Brexit. But I think there are in fact huge opportunities for Canada to be moving towards Europe to mitigate the risk of the concentration of their customer in the United States. But you have to act smart, you have to act fast, and you have to be prepared to make an investment to get there. And that's good for companies that have cash to do that. For companies that were already stressed because they're exiting COVID and haven't fully exited the debt that they acquired in COVID, that is going to be more problematic.
Do we need to really, be courageous here? For example, Europe doesn't like North American beef because they say it contains growth hormones. Canadian and US beef does have growth hormones. Should we decide, right, we're going to we have a very integrated beef system with America. Do we need to really start thinking radically and say, no, we're just not going to put hormones in our beef anymore?
So, I mean, I actually think that's a question of science. I think we've come to the conclusion that the hormones are needed and they're appropriate and they, help for faster growth. And it's a productivity issue. It's probably a cost benefit issue for them. If you can grow the beef faster, you can get it to market faster, then you're feeding it less. And your turnover on the inventory is much quicker. Mm-hmm. If you go to organic, that's just not going to be the same. The growth rates will differ. And so again, it's a lead time question. Should we do it? Well, if there's a market there that we can trade in and there's a demand for it and it allows us to mitigate that risk in the United States, we absolutely should be looking at it. But we're talking about longer term solutions mm-hmm. to what is also an immediate problem faced by the Canadian economy.
What about the cheese issue? I know we don't have time to discuss that, but it's such a sticking point, a sore point for the Europeans. Is it time for our politicians to say to the dairy farmers, sorry, we're just, because it's hard to quantify the cost that we incur in trade talks over this darn thing.
It's a legacy issue in this country.
Yeah.
It's a vote issue in this country. It is certainly a Western vote issue in this country. And it has been a long-standing protection of the small business and small farmer and the mid-sized business and mid-sized farmer in Canada. Should we, as a person from a personal level, as somebody who espouses the view that free markets are the most important markets, I think that you have to be the best producer at the most cost-effective rate. and you have to be productive and in order to compete. And if we're subsidizing you, that's effectively an advantage we're giving to Canadian producers over foreign competitors. So either we accept that we're going to suffer for it or we fix it. I think that is the answer.
Yeah,
I think the time is going to come where that barrier is going to have to be mitigated in some fashion that doesn't involve the government subsidizing it or regulating it with a de facto, umbrella of subsidy.
David, thank you. I agree. And it's a complex one, dairy, and I'm sure I'm going to get blasted on Twitter over that thing. Give us some other thoughts here on Asia. I mean, this country has paid lip service, I think, to diversifying beyond the US market for decades, perhaps. Are we going to get serious now about chasing high growth markets in Asia?
We're not a big country. I think we have to focus on the markets that we want to achieve it in. I don't think we can run a shotgun approach. I think that if you're going to open up markets in Asia, you're going to have to focus on the ones that are most acceptable to us on a political level, because some of our trade issues, for example, with China, have arisen, and the disputes have arisen because of non-trade political policies of the Canadian government. And those are policies that I think are broadly supported in Canada. So, you have to look at it and say, are there alternatives in Asia for our trade? Are there other countries that we can trade with who can afford to buy our product? I think we've done that, but I think that that the Pacific Ocean appears to be, for Canadian business mindsets, with the exception of maybe British Columbia, the Pacific Ocean is a bigger barrier than the Atlantic Ocean.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah. I guess it's Taiwan. We just talked to Roots. They have more than 100 stores in that country, but Taiwan, population only about 20.